Hey everyone, welcome to The Uplift. We've got a great show for you, a great cast of characters as well, and as always, of course, including a bakery owner who says baking helped her get through some very tough times. Now she's using her business to help others. We like that here. Also, a man who received a message from a stranger that helped connect him to his own past. What did that stranger find out? We are going to get into it. Also, a 12-year-old who got a lucky draw to become a ball boy at this year's Dallas Open, and that is not the only thing he did to overcome the odds. We'll explain. Plus, 3 women from New Orleans who made history in 1960. They were just 6 years old at the time. What do these unsung heroes do? We will tell you. That is coming up. You're watching The Uplift. We appreciate it. Hello there, I'm Tony DeCopel, and this is The Uplift, the show that lifts you up for at least the next 30 minutes, you and me as well. And we're going to begin with a kid named Brody, who started learning how to skateboard at just 19 months of age. And now he's gone viral on TikTok for those skateboarding skills. Here's CBS Sacramento's Brady Halbleib.
This is Brody. He's 4 years old. He's been skating with his dad Shane since he was 19 months old and still wearing diapers. He's had a lot of practice, going to the skate park nearly every day. And since picking up the sport, his ability on the skateboard is shocking people around the world.
I'm gonna do the wall right up to the ollie off.
It all started during the pandemic. Brody's father, Shane, a local bartender, had a lot of free time on his hands after COVID-19 shut down restaurants. So he and Brody spent much of their time here at Granite Regional Skate Park.
He's now started to work on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and we now have 1.5 million followers worldwide.
With the help of Brody's 12-year-old sister, Sienna, Shane and Brody started filming their skate sessions and posting them to TikTok. It didn't take long for people to take notice. In less than 12 hours, their first video received more than 500,000 views.
It really came out of nowhere.
Filming these extreme tricks do come with risks.
No, that is right.
That's why Shane makes sure safety is top priority.
It is scary, you know. We're involved with an extreme sport, and there's always that caution. Just try to be as careful as we can.
Shane says he's trying to be the father that he never had, using skating to teach Brody important life lessons. Like when you fall, get right back up and try again.
Yeah! Keep going, never giving up.
For Shane, skateboarding is not about Brody's future as a professional or the followers. He says it's about something much more important.
We're seeking happiness. That's what I want to see. Smiles, happiness, whatever comes with that. So we're trying to make the biggest positive impact that we can in this life. That's our best trick.
And they are landing it so far. To our next story for now, though, about a teaching kitchen in Northern California. That's a kitchen where you learn to cook. Some students may think they'll never cook again, but this class aims to prove them wrong. Here's CBS Sacramento's Molly Reel.
People often think that if they start losing their vision, they can't do work in the kitchen. And people discover when we work with them that they can feel their independence and their confidence.
Dan O'Connor is a mentor and volunteer at the Society for the Blind's Teaching Kitchen. Even though he lost his vision at birth, Dan never shied away from the culinary world, working 40 years as a baker.
But there was something missing, and I realized I wanted to work with my hands.
Now he's sharing the joy of cooking with others.
How to make use of the tools in the kitchen, how to not be intimidated because they are losing their sight or they lost their sight.
The Teaching Kitchen is part of the Society for the Blind's Senior Impact Project, which offers free services and classes for those 55 and older.
We want them to be confident. We want them to have the tools and the skills to remain independent.
Deborah Pendleton teaches independent living skills, including cooking lessons.
Each class has a skill set. The first class is the knife safety, how to safely use a knife, how you know where the sharp edge of a knife is.
Measuring, pouring liquids, cleaning, many skills those with vision often take for granted.
That's another thing we have to teach is labeling, how you would know what something was in the refrigerator or in your cabinet. I heard somebody made some cayenne toast. They thought it was cinnamon.
It's here that these students slice and dice their way to confidence.
so I can go in the kitchen and do what I want when I want without waiting for anyone in the house to help me.
Knowing that losing one's vision doesn't have to mean losing independence.
I like to come here, and I'm never too old to learn anything, so this is my other home.
Cooking is empowering stuff. We're going to move on now to those heartwarming videos, the ones you just have to see. And our first one comes from a fashion designer named Julia, who says her grandmother went to design school back in the 1940s, but dropped out. Well, Julia found some of her grandmother's old sketches and decided to turn them into real-life dresses. Here's her grandmother's reaction.
Because I never expected to see any of them in real life. I really didn't. And here they are, you know? Yeah. And so, well, I have to say, this is quite, it's as if you've taken a giant step each time when you're doing it. Yeah. It's as if you suddenly get some kind of fashion juices going and you come up with even more good ideas. And I thank you, because that's just lovely. And it feels so nice to see something that I drew so many, many years ago. Put it away. Never thought to see it again, except to once in a while maybe look at it and think, oh yeah, that's what I did when I was much, much, much younger.
Oh, it's very sweet stuff. All right, coming up, more very sweet stuff. This man received a message from a stranger, soon realized that he had made a jaw-dropping discovery about his past. What was it? We'll tell you. Plus, meet a boy who was chosen to work at the Dallas Open. Beat the odds to get the job, but the challenges he's overcome off the court are what make him so inspiring. We're going to introduce you now to a Sacramento man who received a message from a stranger, a message completely out of the blue, and he soon realized that this stranger could help him connect with his past. Here's CBS Sacramento's Steve Large.
You see those things on TV, you don't really think it's going to happen to you, right?
Ismael Barba has the ring back in his hands now, the end for Nogales High School, his alma mater.
It feels great. It feels like a little piece of me that got lost so many years ago came back.
It was 2 decades ago, Barba gave this class ring to his future husband, Pete Brown.
He was always the life of the party.
The new commitment ring disappeared when the pair took a trip to Lake Tahoe in 1999. The ring vanished on a boat trip.
We thought, you know what, it probably landed at the bottom of the lake.
Years and decades passed. Barba wondered about the ring.
You know, you think about it.
The pair got married. Then a devastating diagnosis, cancer. Brown fought it for a year.
And unfortunately, we lost the battle in May of last year.
As Barba continues to process the loss of a spouse, he is now reveling in a surprise.
I got a private message, and it was someone I didn't know asking, are you Ismael Barba that went to Nogales High School, that lost a ring on a boat in Lake Tahoe? And my jaw dropped.
Take me back to 1999. Do you remember being in Lake Tahoe?
I do, actually.
Jorge Flores sent that message to Barba. He and his wife had found the ring on a boat in 1999 and tried finding the owner initially.
You know, in that time, there wasn't really many ways to find people other than, you know, a phone book maybe.
I could not believe that the ring had surfaced, literally.
Lost and found, and reunited with a ring his partner wore to show a commitment that feels more powerful now than ever before.
Finding the ring really makes me feel that although Pete's no longer with me anymore, he's still with me.
It's a beautiful story, and we're going to move on, though, for now. The ball girls and boys at tennis matches are not supposed to be the focal point on the court, but there is one 12-year-old who got to be a ball boy at the Dallas Open, and he deserves the spotlight. So let's give it to him. Here's J.D. Miles with the story.
It's a lot more work than people would think.
Grabbing,
catching, tossing,
get the balls and make sure that the server has enough.
And a lot of running.
Because you gotta watch the ball all the time and watch the server all the time.
Some of the most physically demanding work in pro sports doesn't involve pro athletes. Ball boys and girls chosen to work the Dallas Open are selected for their skills and not expected to be noticeable or stand out. But it's impossible not to notice Isaac Young if you know his story.
I think it's really fun. It means a lot. It's kind of like in a way, sometimes it's a lucky draw, like you're lucky to be a ball boy.
It's one of the few lucky draws in the short life of this exceptional 12-year-old from Allen, who has fought off cancer not once, but twice. His latest bout lasted 3 years.
I was really sick and tired all the time, and then I just had to stay in bed a lot.
He is one of the most strong, humble, compassionate kids. He fought a hard battle. He had a lot of hard days, a lot of nights in the hospital.
Isaac's mom proudly sat courtside this week while her son, who was adopted by his foster parents at age 5, showed just how far he's come.
It's a huge blessing. Lots of years of being stuck at home and not getting to do things like this. And so any chance that we get to give him an opportunity like this, we try and jump on it.
Isaac isn't just a ball kid. He's also a super champ junior tennis player with dreams of becoming a pro and competing here at the Dallas Open one day.
I think one of my dreams is maybe being a professional tennis player or basketball player.
Isaac, who serves as an ambassador for Children's Health, actually got to hit a few balls with one of the pros on the stadium court.
Let's make some noise for Isaac. Let's make sure he feels the love today.
That's just one of the highlights from a week that gave Isaac a chance to try and catch up with other kids his age on lucky breaks in life.
I'm really glad they let me. Thank you. And one of my greatest experiences.
15-9. Gratitude, pay it forward. We appreciate that. All right, stay with us because coming up, the bakery owner who gained attention for her hiring policy. What is that hiring policy? We will tell you. Plus, meet 3 unsung heroes who made history at the tender age of 6 years old. Janie Deegan started her bakery because baking had helped her out of a dark place. Well, now helping others is part of her business model, you could say. Here's Caitlin O'Kane with the story.
Nestled in a cozy storefront in East Harlem, New York, there's a bakery called Janie's Life-Changing Baked Goods. The most interesting thing on the menu is their signature pie crust cookies. Really, though, the most interesting thing about Janie's Life-Changing Baked Goods is the woman behind it. Janie, who struggled with homelessness and addiction as a young woman until baking changed her life.
And when I was getting sober, I found that my life was so out of control but baking is such a you have to follow all the steps, do it all in order. And so baking was just this beautiful, meditative, very controlled artistic outlet for me. And I was 25 and had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. But I just found that baking helped me reconnect with people.
Janie decided she wanted to open a bakery, but she had gaps in her resume and something else.
I just had this impression that you had to have money to be a business owner, you had to be a man to be a business owner, you had to have business experience to be a business owner. And so it just kind of I rode the wave, right? I was on a path and something led me and I had no idea it would turn into this.
Now Janie uses her business to help others struggling to find a job, with mentorship and second chance employment.
So we have an open door hiring policy, which means that, if you're ready, willing, able, and enthusiastic about coming to work, we're not gonna look at sort of your past situations or gaps on your resume or, if you're homeless or if you've been in prison. The person you show up to the interview as is the person that we're looking at.
She has 15 employees across 2 locations in Harlem and the Upper West Side. Nearly all of them are new to the baking business, but through baking, she's given them all a second chance at life.
I think that like the people who do come here like really value the fact that you don't have to have like all these credentials or a background of any sort to be invited and welcomed in and to work with us.
Sweet it is. All right, coming up, we shed a light on 3 heroes you might not know about yet, but their bravery at just 6 years old made history in the civil rights movement. Stay with us. February is Black History Month, and we are going to highlight 3 unsung heroes of the civil rights movement who stuck bravely together at just 6 years of age. Here is Jamie Wax.
It was Integration Day today for the first grades of 2 New Orleans elementary schools.
It was a short walk, but perhaps one of the most historic. Alongside U.S. Marshals, 3 little girls stepping foot into McDonough 19 Elementary in New Orleans to desegregate schools in the state for the very first time, creating national impact.
Local police in large numbers were on hand to see that integration took place without trouble.
On the morning of November 14, 1960, 6-year-olds Leona Tate, Gail Etienne, and Tessie Prevost were met by the roars of protesters.
What was your sense as a child walking past all of that? Did you know it was directed to you?
With the way they were howling and making noises, I thought if they could have got to me, they would have killed me. They were angry with me, and I didn't know why. At 6 years old, I didn't understand why they were acting like that.
My daddy told me in the car, he said, look straight ahead, take my hand, and I'm here. And I wasn't afraid. For some reason, I just wasn't afraid. I felt protected with my daddy.
And then one by one, every single student left except for the 3 of you. Every single student.
Every single. But the teachers stayed.
Yeah. They had received a telegram that morning telling them if they didn't report to school, they would be
all the teachers had to stay.
No violence, but plenty of vocal abuse.
For the rest of the year, Tate, Etienne, and Prevost remained the only students in the entire school.
Ruth Nell Bridges has to go to school.
But the media's attention was on first grader Ruby Bridges, who desegregated William Frantz Elementary School in the same city on the same day.
Somehow the world knows Ruby Bridges. You were sort of forgotten in the mix. Did you feel that way?
Oh yeah. You know, because just knowing what we went through, you know, and for people not to remember that was hurtful.
They hold no resentment toward Bridges. They forged on, but will never forget the abuse they faced in the other integrated schools they attended throughout childhood.
That first year, I was on nerve medicine for a while.
As a child?
As a child, at 6 years old, yes. At Sam's, I got hit in the stomach with a baseball bat. And the teachers didn't do anything about it. The principal, nobody. It was like it didn't happen. Got beat up in the classroom, spit on us, spitting out food.
In a way, there's no possible ability anyone has to express or discuss what you 3 have shared as a shared experience. I mean, that's a very special bond.
Oh, yes, it is.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Sisters for life.
It is.
Their sisterhood brought them back to the school 62 years later, this time with a new mission.
And this is the same door.
The Leona Tate Foundation for Change recently purchased the school, transforming the building that's been vacant since Hurricane Katrina into an educational space that opened just a few months ago. It's called the TEP Center, a nod to their 3 initials.
We are sitting here in the school that the 3 of you came to as 6-year-olds. Tell me about reclaiming this space for what it is now.
This center is to educate those that didn't know about the integration and the desegregation of public schools. And if you feel like you're a part of that, this is the place you come to try to solve that problem.
Oh, wow. This is the classroom.
This is the classroom.
Visitors can step foot into the original classroom the girls were confined to in 1960, the only room they were allowed to sit in.
This class was full of students when we got here. But in a matter of a few minutes, they were all gone.
Upstairs, the top 2 floors of the building have been converted to apartments for seniors, like Richard Johnson, the first resident to move in.
When I come through them doors, them glass doors, and I'm inside, this is like heaven. This is a spot only, this is a special spot. This is special.
Do you feel a sense of the history of this space?
Oh, trust me, I do. It's like a caterpillar turning to a cocoon and then it turns to the butterfly. That's what happened. It's beautiful.
This caterpillar of a building has only grown with time. What started as the center of pain for 3 little girls has turned into one of hope for the 3 women today. In fact, November 14th has officially been declared New Orleans 4 Day in the city, recognizing the heroism of all 4 trailblazers, whose short walk led to lasting change.
I'll ask each of you, would you do it again if you had to do it again?
Yes, I would. Yes, I would.
All 3 of you?
It made it better. It opened up doors, opportunities for other people. You know, so somebody had to make the sacrifice, and I guess it was the 3 of us.
The chosen ones.
The chosen ones.
Yes.
He swings, he connects, and that is a grand slam from our Jamie Wax. And that is our show. I hope it brightened your day and lifted you up. I'm sure that it did. In case it didn't, reruns are free. I always say it. Meantime, I'm going to go find some more good news.